What if your worst moments, your fears, your heartbreak, your confusion, were all being watched by millions? Not to help you, not to save you, but simply to be entertained. That is the world of The Truman Show. A man living his life while the entire world watches him struggle, suffer, and slowly realize that nothing around him is real. But here is the uncomfortable truth. This story is not just about Truman, it is about us. Let's ask the real question. Why did millions of people watch Truman's life? Why did they keep watching? It is easy to say that humans are cruel, but that is not the full truth. People were not watching because they hated Truman. They were watching because they felt safe. Safe from his pain, safe from his confusion, safe from his reality. Because when suffering is on a screen, it becomes a story. Think about it. We watch tragedy. We watch people fail. We watch heartbreak, loss, and struggle. And somehow we keep watching. Not because we love pain, but because pain from a distance becomes meaningful. Truman's life gave people something their own lives were missing. Uncertainty, emotion, real stakes. Ironically, his fake life felt more real than their real lives. But here is where it gets deeper. Truman was not just a victim, he was also protected. His world was designed to be perfect. No real danger, no real chaos, no real unpredictability. Everything was controlled. Every person he met was acting. Every moment was planned. And if you think about it, that sounds familiar. Because many of us live like this. Not inside a television show, but inside our own illusions. We stay in places that feel safe, even if they are not real. Fake relationships, fake dreams, fake versions of ourselves. Because illusion is comfortable. Reality is unpredictable. Reality can hurt. Reality demands change. That is why most people never break out. Not because they cannot, but because they are afraid to. But Truman had something rare. A feeling that something was not right. And instead of ignoring it, he followed it. There comes a moment where Truman makes a choice. He decides to leave. Not knowing what is outside. Not knowing if he will survive. Not even knowing what is real. And the people watching him? They do not stop him. They keep watching. Because now the story is reaching its peak. This is the darkest truth. Even his escape became entertainment. But for Truman, it was everything. And this is where it connects to us. Sometimes chasing something unrealistic feels like the only way forward. Truman believed there was something more out there. He had no proof, only a feeling. From the outside, it looks like delusion. From the inside, it feels like truth. Every person who has ever changed their life started like this. With a dream, with a feeling, with a belief that did not make sense to others. When Truman sails to the edge of his world, he faces something terrifying. The truth. Not a perfect sky, not a controlled life, but the unknown. And yet he smiles. Because for the first time in his life, he is choosing. He is not being controlled. He is not being watched. He is not being written. He chooses uncertainty over comfort, pain over illusion, reality over performance. And that is something most people never do. So when we watch this story, we are not just watching Truman. We are watching ourselves. We are the audience staying comfortable, consuming stories, avoiding risk, and sometimes we are Truman feeling that something is wrong but too afraid to leave. So here's the real question. Are you living a life that is real, or just a version that feels safe enough to stay in? Because freedom does not come when everything is perfect. It comes when you are willing to walk into the unknown, just like Truman.